Hi, it's Danielle here from Pause Global, and today I was with a group of HR professionals and we were talking about transformational coaching. We had a really interesting conversation and I thought I'd share some of my insights with you in this short video. So I was talking about the changing landscape of coaching and how I've seen the profession grow and develop over the last 20 years. I've been working with business leaders for 18 years and in many countries around the world, and I've really watched the profession grow and change in that time. So there are 5 different areas that I'm seeing that have changed in the last couple of decades around the coaching profession. The first is that originally people thought that they needed to really get a coaching certification, go through their CPD and revisit that on an annual basis. Much more now we're seeing that most managers and leaders are using coaching skills as part of their everyday experience and part of their everyday job, and particularly in the HR profession and the people profession, that those skills are needed, perhaps between 30-50% of the time. So today, really what's needed is for practitioners to coach, so actually having the live experience of coaching and then be coached, so the supervision aspect of coaching. Whilst the training is also really helpful, it's the on-the-job, real-time experience that really helps people to grow and to deepen their understanding of how to coach. But this works best if you're in a supervisory dynamic where you're actually examining yourself as a coach. So the next area that we like to talk about for transformational coaching is something called containment. So traditionally in coach training, coaches have been taught to gain trust and rapport with the other person and to develop that. What we look at in our transformational coaching program is really how do you contain the process. So it's a different approach, and the reason for that is because somebody may not trust you or you may not have rapport, and there is still an opportunity for a lot of transformation. In fact, that may be the very thing that causes and creates the transformation. So if you're in a coaching dynamic and you're expecting to get trust and build rapport, and that doesn't happen, you can think that you're failing. But really, it isn't the priority. Being able to contain the process is the priority. And from there, you and the coachee and life can really start a co-creation together, which is what then allows for a really interesting transformational experience to unfold. The next part of transformational coaching really talks about following the coachee. So rather than following theory and models and tools, which I think have been very prevalent in coaching. I remember reading, books with 100 tools for coaches in them. Letting go of that, because it keeps you in your mind. It stops you from really being in your body and into the emotional territory and into your intuition. So allow yourself to let go of those structures. Because you've created the containment that I just talked about, you can really breathe and relax and follow the coachee and let them lead the process, rather than the coach feeling like they have to be the one that makes things happen, which is quite a detrimental position for a coach to be sitting in a coaching dynamic, because that makes it seem like the coach has the power, which really isn't the case at all. And then one of the developments that I've seen in coaching over the last 20 years is moving from only thinking that coaching is about change through the mind, but actually being able to access multiple intelligences. So what we're seeing now is not just the thinking, although that's really important, using our intellect and our thinking mind, but being able to use the physical, emotional, spiritual, intuitive intelligences as well, so that what we can do as coaches is raise our own consciousness, have access to greater intelligences, and use that for transformation in the conversations that we have with other people. And finally, the last one is, how do we dance with life? So how do we really trust in the process in coaching, and how do we respond to what life has to offer in the experience of working with another person. So, how do you learn for yourself through the experience? How do you use it as a growth and development opportunity for yourself when you're working with another person? How do you get involved with things like using the dream to guide the process and to inform you? So there's so much available to us in coaching if we can really let go of some of the constraints that perhaps we have, or the biases that we have. Anyway, I hope you find that's interesting, and I look forward to connecting with you more if you're interested in talking to me about transformational coaching, either from a perspective of being coached, going through our transformational coaching program, perhaps bringing transformational coaching to your team and your business, or attending our transformational coaching retreat. Just get in touch. It's Danielle at pawsglobal.com. I'd love to hear from you.